So I've been asked if it's possible to meet women during this pandemic. So now it's been going on for a while. It's been going on since about March. Certain places have shut down, certain have kind of opened back up, and certain places have even shut back down and whatever not. Now, what I've found through my own personal life is that I have had some success meeting women since this thing started, and all the way up till now, I've had a pretty decent amount of success, and so have my friends and people that I've worked with on meeting women. So what I want to do with you here in this video is share with you places and ways and different techniques and stuff that you can use where you could still meet women and still have a dating life during this pandemic and during shutdown. Okay, so let's jump right into it. And the first thing that I want to just make note of is that you can live somewhat of a social life during this. Now, I know there's rules, less than 10 people and some places open up more or whatnot, but the thing is, you can't just as easily walk into places and there be a bunch of people around. So you have to go out of your way to plan things. If you want to have a social life, and I'm talking even friends and stuff here, if you want to have a social life, you're going to have to plan certain things and plan some get-togethers. Even if it's only one friend, even if it's only 3 friends, 5, whatever it may be. Friends and I, we go to the park on Saturdays. We have a little movie night. We watch a TV show on Monday nights. We're even thinking about bringing back some other stuff and having a movie night and watching different movies and different things like that. We're getting together for Thanksgiving. So you have to schedule your social life and put these things in order, because if you don't, trust me, the last thing you want to do is sit at your house 7 days a week. You're going to get super depressed and super bored. Obviously, that's why you're watching this video, because you want to meet people and obviously meet women too. So let's talk about that. Now, when the pandemic first started and you really couldn't leave the house for anything except for essential stuff with groceries and whatnot, I had a decent amount of success going on to dating apps. Now, since we couldn't socialize at all, people kind of flocked over to dating apps, and women were open to meeting up, even if it was just going for a drive or going for a walk or something like that, or meeting at your place. And I had a yard at that time, having a drink in the yard, whatever it may be. I was able to do that. And then what I saw is, as things started opening back up, even a little bit, a few things started happening. People started having house parties. Like I mentioned before, they started putting together those social events, and I seen women were starting to go to that. And you could work on organizing those as well too, which I don't think is a bad idea at all. And even as things start to open up a little bit, people were starting to go out more and trying to socialize any way they can, which I'll talk about in a second. So you can try the dating apps and see how they're working in your city, but they're going to go up and down depending on what level of shutdown your city is in. Okay, if things are starting to open back up, you're going to see that women especially are going to start taking the dating apps a little bit less seriously. You'll have a little bit more tough time. And I know a lot of guys, and even including myself, I've struggled at times on dating apps. I've had sometimes they work really well. I've had sometimes they don't really work that well, depending on pictures or whatever you get ranked or whatever it may be. So some of you may have not have had much success at all in the app. So you may have to look into other things. So what I've done is I found certain ways of meeting women in person. Okay, they've been a little more conventional. And also the types of approaches that I've had to do aren't my normal approaches. Back in the day, you could go out to a bar, a happy hour, whatever it may be, and there's just women standing around and they're all kind of chilling there, and you don't really have to go very far. You could just chat with people that are all around you. Now there's a lot of people sitting down and there's less capacity and everything like that. So there are some other ways that you can meet women. So one thing that we've been doing since even the beginning of the pandemic is going to parks. So parks, swimming holes. We're lucky we had good weather here in Texas, right? But any type of outdoor place or even a touristy place or something like that where people will go to, will have a good crowd of people. And just making a comment, man, it's nice to be outside today. It's a beautiful day, hey? Just something simple like that, starting to get into conversations with people, right? Man, it feels good to be outside. You just say that to someone, oh yeah, it is. Hey, how are you? I'm Joe, what's your name? Introduce yourself, right? So we've had a lot of success with that as well. Even in parks, like, hey, you guys got a cool blanket, or how's your guys' day going? Whatever it may be, something very simple. We've had success meeting women in parks and different things like that. Now, the thing with the nightlife is a lot of places are sit down and you can't really kind of stand around. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is do some, if you want to start going out, is to do some research and try some different places and see what places are open, okay? And see what places some places let you bend the rules a little bit. And what I mean is that, you could sit down, but then maybe you could stand up a little bit, or, there's just a decent crowd at some of these places. Because what we found too is the venues that we used to go to that were really good, they may be terrible now. But some venues that used to suck are actually really good now. So every place that you thought was good before could be totally different now. So you really have to take some time. It could be just in one weekend, a Friday, Saturday night. Go out for an hour or two and really go and hit a lot of different spots and be open to trying ones that you haven't been to much before, or that were not that good before, because they may be the good spots now. And by good spots, like I said, they'll let you have a few more people around. Maybe they'll allow it a little standing around, or maybe even some dancing, God forbid, right? So some of these places, that's still following the rules, and they're still allowed to do that, right? I know in some states, places are open like 85% capacity or whatever it may be, but you have to do some research and find places that agree better than others, okay? So another thing that you could do too is, we have met a lot of, when I say we, I mean me and my friends, that we go out locally, and students and stuff like that, and we chat and share some of this information with each other. We have been successful meeting women even in line to go into some of these venues, okay? So if you have women around you while you're in line to get into the place, chat with them when you're in line, okay? Just this last weekend, we met some women in line, talked to them for a bit. And then once we went in, they went and got a drink. We got a drink. We sat down where we had to sit. And they actually came back over and said, hey, I remember you guys. And they sat down with us, okay? So you could start talking to women in line. Had a lot of success with that. You could talk to women in line to get a drink as well. That's another spot. We've talked to women that were just walking by, going to the bathroom or something like that, so that they're kind of moving. You could do that. You could also talk to women that are sitting down. You don't want to be too invasive and sit there for a while, but you can just walk up and say, hey, I wanted to say hi to you guys. How's your night going? Keep it chill, keep it casual, keep it normal. If you're getting a good vibe, maybe you can sit down and join them. If they seem really standoffish or whatnot, use some calibration, maybe pull back, right? But you can approach women that are sitting down as well too. A big place that we've also had success to is just on the street, okay? If you have, a lot of cities have a street where they have a lot of bars and venues and different things like that. So even just taking a casual stroll, with your friends up and down there, we've been able to approach and meet women right on the street, okay? We don't have to wear masks, don't have to do anything. It's very easy. You find someone you like, you're getting along well, then you can go into a venue and sit down and relax and do something like that, okay? So approaching women on the street is a big thing that we've had success with, that you could definitely try out here in your local spot that has good activity in it. You could approach women anywhere during the day, like I said, as long as it's a place that has a good amount of traffic. Like I said, it could be a touristy spot, or just where people are hanging around. We have a cool street that people like to go and shop on Saturday, Sunday afternoons. Great place with lots of women there. I'm actually going there in an hour or so with a friend of mine, okay? And if we see someone that we want to talk to, it'll be very easy to start a conversation there. I found that, yes, some people will be a little closed off having the mask on and whatnot, but if they're in a place that's more relaxed, in a place that's more chill, and definitely if they're out somewhere like a bar or whatever, and they want to socialize, okay? So we've actually gotten really good reactions from talking to people, okay? Don't get too close right off the bat. Don't be too invasive. Even if you have to talk with your mask half off your face or whatever it may be in the beginning, you could still make things happen. People are people, and they still want to meet people. You can follow all the rules. I'm not telling you guys to do anything illegal or whatever. You can follow all the rules and still make things happen, okay? We've also done going out on Sundays or Saturdays earlier on in the day, going out around happy hour around 4 or 5 p.m., 6 p.m., going out a little earlier where people would usually just be sitting down and relaxing anyway. So going to restaurants and bars and stuff like that as well too has worked out really well. The whole point and the main thing I want you to take away from this is you can make it happen during this, okay? If you are someone who is freaked out about it and wants to stay home or whatever, I get it. Then you have that right to do that. I totally understand. But don't use that as an excuse if you still want to go out and meet people and have somewhat of a social life. I work a lot from home, and for me on the weekends, I got to get out for my own sanity. I got to see my friends. I have to do this stuff, okay? I don't have a family. I'm not in a relationship, so I don't have a dog. Don't have my little family unit where I'm at. So for me, socializing is very important. And obviously following the rules that are laid out, I could still get a decent amount of socializing in, and you guys can too. So let me know personally where you're living, what hangups you're having, and if you're having any issues or things that get in the way from you meeting women during this thing. Let me know if there's any specifics or any stuff that you're running into. Ask them in the comments below, and I'll answer them for you and share and give you some more insights and options. But what you have to do after watching this video, which I encourage you to do, is to spend a little time, do some recon work, go out, go about, and see what's going on. Even watch girls and social friends of yours, watch their Instagram stories and see where they're going and see where the parties are at. Talk to other people. I've had other people tell me cool things that are going on, okay? So use your social prowess and your social skills in as many ways as you can to find cool things to do and to make things happen during this pandemic, because you could definitely meet women and have a social life during this, okay? Try all that out. Let me know how it goes. When you're ready, I'll have the next video for you right here lined up on my channel.